we'll get into the big reviews. The big one being Shazam, the Fury of the Shazamly. Yeah, it's just George and myself that watched it. I mean, if you don't know what Shazam is, I feel like you should, but we'll go through the synopsis. Bestowed with the powers of the gods, Billy Batson and his fellow foster kids are still learning how to juggle teenage life with their adult superhero alter egos when a vengeful trio of ancient gods arrive on Earth in search of the magic stolen from them long ago. Shazam and his allies get thrust into battle for their superpowers, their lives, and the fate of the world. Bum, bum, bum. Directed by David F. Sandberg, obviously starring Zachary Levi, Rachel Zegler, Grace Caroline Curry, many others. George, you can start. I didn't have a bad time with this. I don't think you did either. I think we're about in the same place. You're more than welcome to start.
I saw you gave it a 3 out of 5. Same score as me. It's the most like whatever movie I've ever seen. And I keep saying this over and over again. I don't know if it's just because I have like a really bad taste in my mouth after Black Adam and Quantumania, but I really did not mind my time with Shazam. I thought it was fun. I think the comedy here makes sense because they are children. Like the cringe. That was
actually like I actually laughed at a couple things I only wrote down.
Yeah, that too. Like not only like listen,
like genuinely
there was an excessive amount of comedy. That's a given. And a lot of it did come off cringe.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie did get me like to audibly laugh several times, and that genuinely surprised me. I think Zachary Levi is like just such a star in this role. He like just has perfected this comedic timing of like playing a 17-year-old in a 35-year-old man's body, and I think it's just really fun to watch. The movie itself is just the most like run through the motions superhero movie you'll ever see. There's no depth to these characters really. There's no depth to our villain. There's no
I disagree with there's no depth to the original characters. Like I agree the villains, but
I mean like besides Billy, you don't really get a lot from these characters.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I will say to that, like I said in my TikTok review, this movie got a tear out of me, and I did text you guys this.
Yeah, I want to know what part. We'll get into that in spoilers, but
we'll get into
it. Is it going to make me? Is a superhero film going to make me cry? That's wild.
It won't. Honestly, I didn't think it might.
Me and George have a very limited amount. Like we cry at a lot of things.
I did not expect this, and it's funny. We'll get into it with spoilers because like it was a scene that I expected to happen based on one thing that happened previously, and then when it happened I was like, oh, please say it, and he said it and I was like, oh, that made me cry. But yeah, I mean we'll keep like the non-spoiler review like fairly short. I was entertained for 2 hours. That's more than I can say for Shazam, for Quantumania and Black Adam. So I'm happy I walked out at least smiling and like happy with what I had watched. But again, this is doing nothing to progress the superhero genre, and I will probably never see it again. And maybe a hot take, but I do have it higher than the first Shazam. And I know I'm like in the minority.
I feel like you should rewatch the first Shazam.
I really think I should.
When's the last time you watched that? I gotta assume that's a one watch for you. Like you watched it in theaters and called it there.
I think it was a 2 watch because I think I watched it in theaters and then I watched it probably my senior year of college with my roommates. I think we watched it one night. Which either way, that was 3.5-4 years ago. So I think I am due for a rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't remember ever loving that movie. So I did enjoy Shazam! Fury of the Gods. It's a 3 out of 5. Bottom half of DCEU movies, if you want to call it. It's about it.
Yeah, I don't know where I have it in my DC rating, to be honest. And I should say, disrespectful of me to when I was running through the actors in this. Great Helen Mirren is in this as well.
And she was
one of the main villains.
That was one of the like positives and negatives of this movie for me because I really think she was great in that role. She was menacing as fuck.
Yeah, she was very good.
She was cool in that role, but there was nothing to her character. Her character was just so one-dimensional, and it kind of like bothered me because you have this great actress, this absolute icon and legend in Helen Mirren, and you're kind of like wasting her. It kind of felt like Christian Bale in Thor: Love and Thunder, where you have like one of the greatest actors of all time, and you're kind of just, not giving him the potential to like really like give us something memorable.
Yeah, I agree. I'm in the same boat as you, George. This movie to me is just like an extremely unoffensive movie in the sense that like it's not gonna make you want to rip your hair out and like leave the theater because it's so horrid, but it's not gonna make you cheer and scream because it's amazing. I think it's
is that our standard for Marvel and DC movies now? If we don't want to leave the theater, it's a W.
No, I'm saying it's middle of the road at that point.
Yeah.
Like I feel like people often, freak out and want to say every superhero movie feels like it has to be a 1 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5. And this is a 3 out of 5 for me. I think it had a little bit more good than it did bad.
Yeah.
There's one line in there that absolutely had me dying. And I don't know why, if it was the delivery, I'll say it in spoilers, but it genuinely made me laugh. I absolutely love Rachel Zegler. I think she could do anything and I would adore it. I know Tyler is a West Side Story reboot hater. I really enjoy that movie, and it is mostly because of Rachel. Yeah, she's the main. She's the lead actress.
I haven't seen that.
And she's the best. I just fucking love her in that, and I love her in anything she does. So she's great in this. Go her. I should also say, shout out Jaimin Hansu. Dude just is in like finding himself in every franchise. He's in DC, Marvel. He's in The Kingsman. He's in A Quiet Place. Like this dude's just the king. I love Jaimin Hansu. Even though he did have like some quotes this week that it's hard for him. He doesn't think he gets paid a ton for his roles, shout out or not shout out to whoever is doing that to him, because he deserves to be paid.
He's in so many.
He's in so much, man. And he's always a small role. Don't get me wrong. But
he was quite a decent role in Gladiator, wasn't he? From what I remember. And that's a big film.
Yeah. He's like
the friend, the best friend.
Who weeks his way places.
Yeah, he's just that guy. And so in this movie, Seth, you didn't watch the first, right?
No shot.
Okay, that's fine.
No shot.
In these movies, he's like a great wizard. All right, he's like the big wizard man. Yeah. So obviously he's big beard, cane. He's walking around, right? Looks like a typical wizard. At the end of the movie, just goes full like 2023 revamp, and he's just himself. He's in like a suit and a top hat, and it's just like he's
hilarious.
I didn't want to put on the makeup for this one final scene. I'm just gonna be myself, and I'll act like a wizard, I guess. Like it was very funny. But we can get into spoilers now. I really don't have much to touch on. I will say real quick before spoilers, it's unfortunate that of all the Shazam family, Zachary Levi's the least good looking. There's like 6 of them. They're all beautiful, and the main Shazam, he's probably at my low on the tier list.
We know who's number 1 on that list.
Probably like of Adam Brody, Ross Butler, DJ Cortrena, Grace Caroline Murray. I'm trying to find everyone. Megan Good, like they're just beautiful people. And then Zachary Levi, I think's a good-looking guy, but just not up to them. That's just commenting on looks by ugly person Cam for the day, I guess. But yeah, getting into spoilers. I didn't take a ton of notes during this movie. Like I said, it just kind of was a middle of the road movie that I had a fine time with. And that's what I'll take, I guess, these days. The one line that absolutely had me dying is, so Seth, I'm sure you got this from like us talking about it and the synopsis, but these are kids. I know the stuff. Shazam, and they become right. So they go off. Their parents don't know. They're in a foster home. Their foster parents don't know. They go off, do their superheroing, and then their foster parents are watching on the TV, and they're like, I should go check on the kids or something. And then the kids come back like as they go to check on him, and the main child, Jack Dylan Grazer, who does he play? He plays Shazam's best friend, Billy Batson's best friend. I can't remember his name.
Freddie
Freeman. Thank you. He's walking in the door, and they're trying. It's like one of those where you like make a fake conversation, or like someone walks in and they're like 99, 100 doing push-ups, but he's like, who knows what they're up to, right? Probably doing drugs, right? Probably taking selfies while vaping on TikTok. And I don't know why it had me dying, but just like the idea that it was a fake conversation and his line delivery had me hysterically
How
laughing,
old are they meant to be though?
They're supposed to be 17. So I believe Billy's like 5 months away from turning 18, and then Freddie Freeman's like 2 months younger, or a month younger than him, I believe.
Oh, okay.
They mentioned that during the movie. That line just had me hysterically laughing. George, what part made you cry? I just need to know.
Yeah, the beginning, closer to the beginning of the movie, Billy Batson does not refer to his foster mom as mom. He refers to her by her name. Yeah. And then at the end, they have like this conversation where, and we're in spoilers, so I'm sorry. Every other Shazam loses their power, so it's just Billy that like has to go save the world. And like he says one final goodbye to his mom, and she like approaches him as he's in Shazam form, and she's like, "Can I see you, like Billy, you, not like this you?" So he says Shazam, goes back to a normal. And they have just like a little warm embrace. And then as he walks away, he says, "I love you, Mom." And I was like, God, that shit hit.
Yeah. Yeah. I did like that scene. That scene didn't make me cry, but it was like
once he said in the beginning of the movie when he said goodbye, Cheryl, or whatever the hell her name was, and then the foster dad looks at her and goes, "Just give it time. He'll come around." I was like, oh, we're gonna get some sad little scene towards the end where he says "Mom," and it's gonna make me at least tear up or something. And it did. And I thought that was a really great little mother-son moment.
I agree. So into spoilers, I guess. It's a superhero movie. Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren play Calypso and Hespera, the daughters of Atlas. And then Rachel Zegler is revealed to be the third daughter of Atlas. Did we know that before the movie?
I didn't.
I didn't either. And I was like, whoa. I didn't either. And I feel
I was questioning it too. I was like, was I supposed to? Yeah, I was like, was I supposed to know this beforehand?
Either way, it like for most movies, I go in like with way too much knowledge because like, you know, I like reading theories and explainers of trailers and stuff. This one I didn't, because I didn't care. So
too.
It kind of made it more fun because so Rachel Zegler plays Anthena, who is the third sister of Atlas, but obviously she's like the good sister. She falls in love with Freddie Freeman, who, by the way, again in this movie does not skip a beat on the bullies just being way incredibly mean to the crippled kid.
Like, so out of pocket mean, it's funny.
Like they bend his crutch. Like, God. And then a teacher steps in and they're like, "Oh, you dropped this, no repercussions for him." I believe in the first movie, and I wanted to watch the first movie before seeing this again, but I didn't. I believe in the first movie they hit him with their car, which again is just like one of the most absurd, mean bully things to hit a crippled kid with your car. That always makes me laugh. At the end, you know, they have big CGI fight. They're fighting a dragon.
Naturally.
Shazam. Here's the big one, I guess. Shazam dies. Billy Batson dies, and then so they bury him. They full on bury him, like he is dead. And then in comes Gal Gadot, her Wonder Woman character.
Was that meant to be a cameo? Because I saw that everyone.
It was a cameo that was spoiled in the trailer.
Yeah,
and man, oh man, was that is simply just because they had no money.
Yeah,
they have no money, and they need to make money on this. And guess what? They did not make some money on this.
I was gonna say, I don't think, like, in respect to Gal Gadot, but like she's not putting people in movie theaters.
I think she would if people cared about. I think other than the Flash, like Aquaman 2 is not going to make any money. This isn't going to make any money. It sucks because you know, you shouldn't go to movies just expecting a broader like story, but that's what these movies are. They're trying to, and they tease some stuff. We'll talk. We can talk post-credit scenes, but like they tease larger things that you ultimately know is not going to happen. Which sucks. Like I'll go see them, but I understand people being like, I don't really care about this because Shazam is not like a notable character for most people, like a Superman, Batman, a Spider-Man. People will go see those if they're not going to connect anything but a Shazam. Who cares? And I don't think, like Gal Gadot, I'm sure put like 5 more butts in seats, but like, I think
you're forgetting that superhero fans are a bunch of misogynists.
That's probably true, honestly. Yeah, I do forget that as well. So I don't know. It was such a nothing scene. She comes in, she takes the staff of power or whatever, and uses the power of her dad, and then raises him from the dead. Which
is she the one in the good Wonder Woman film, the one that you like? I don't know which 19.
Well, no, 1984 is the bad Wonder Woman. But the first Wonder Woman is genuinely very
good
good.
One.
Yeah. And also she comes in with her theme, and the one that's like, other than her, which I do enjoy as Wonder Woman, that theme slaps so fucking hard. It's so damn good. So she comes in with that, and that's going to be a big miss when they lose that. Moving on to post-credit scenes, he gets approached by Amelia Harcourt, who's James Gunn's wife. I'll be honest, I forget her name, and then fucking Beardo.
I have literally no idea what their names are.
I'm very sorry to her, and then Beardo, who at least I know her movie name. Beardo from fucking not Black Adam, Peacemaker, sorry. So they approach him and they're like, hey, do you want to join the Justice Society? And he's like, is that the Justice League? And then it's played for jokes, whatever. But I
thought that was a fun joke.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah.
I was gonna say I think it went on too long, but he was like, you guys don't think it's a little weird that you have 2 teams both starting with Justice?
Yeah.
And then he's like, what about Avengers Society?
Oh, that one made me laugh. Yeah, he was like, what about Avengers Society? That one made me laugh.
That's pretty funny.
It's one of those things that it's like, this isn't really going to amount to anything. So does it matter? And then the second post-credit scene shows Mark Strong's character from the first movie with whatever his name is, with Mr. Mind, who's apparently a big like villain in the comics. I think this was the same exact post-credit scene from the first movie. Or am I mistaken? What was
the post-credit? To be completely honest, I had to pee so goddamn badly that I couldn't, like, my body physically could not even wait through the credits.
I feel like, did I just, like, I may have, like a Mandela effect this into my mind that I thought this is the same post-credit scene as the first movie. But maybe I don't know. And again, it's just one of those that, like, you don't think anything's coming. And then Brandon something, whatever his name is on Twitter, tweeted, like, it just sucks that these aren't going to amount to anything. And then Zachary Levi replied and was like, oh, how do you know it's not going to amount to anything? And then he was like, oh, it's all about getting box office numbers, so something could happen.
How's it open to the box office? Is it doing shit?
It made like 3.7 million in its Thursday opening. Let me check. I should have had this pulled up, but let me check for weekend.
You want to show
Give me a sec. Shazam! Fury of the God makes 3 point. It'll be lucky to hit 40 million. Over the weekend, it's projected at about 30 million. I don't know how much it costs to make, but I'm sure it was much more than that.
It's losing money.
Yeah, and again, it sucks, but it's
125 million.
It costs 125 million.
Yeah, so 25 million more than the first one.
Yeah, so it's not going to make good money. And I don't mind Zachary Levi in this role. It was a little weird when he stopped and was like, hey, I hate Pfizer. But
that was so funny. So who I saw a tweet. Someone was about to go see Shazam! Fury of the God, and they're like about to go see Captain Pfizer.
Yeah,
wasn't that Cam? Or you did?
I tweeted one of them. I tweeted Fury of Pfizer.
Yeah, you tweeted Fury of Pfizer.
Look, yeah, he hates the vaccine. He's probably going to get kicked out of this role. Fucking weirdo, but I don't mind him in this role.
I don't think he's going to get kicked out of this role. I don't think
they're going to make any more Shazams, though.
You don't think so? Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. It made no money.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to make any more Shazams. Maybe they'll bring him back in 10 years.
I was going to say, I'm trying to think through that phase one that James got announced. I don't think there was a Shazam in there.
7.
He's got to be old. Yeah.
He is 42. It's getting up there, man.
I don't know if they would have made a Shazam, whether this did great or not.
Yeah, that's
I'm sure if this made 500 million, 700 million, I'm sure they would have been like,
yeah, if it had done like,
let's throw another one in.
Yeah.
But if it made like 200 million, probably not, where it just is breaking even after like all the
I don't know if
marketing and such.
Yeah,
whatever it takes to break even after marketing and such. I'm sure that would have been still nothing. But now, they might bring them back 10 years when they do their fucking Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever they're building to. But no reason to bring him back. Unfortunate for him. He's fine. He's good in this role. I don't mind him, but it's just not going to happen. Any other thoughts, George? I think we covered.
Yeah, I think we got everything.
I liked the Shazamly. I liked all the others.
I think
characters.
Listen, again, I don't think there's any depth to any of these characters. But I do think they all seem like they were having a good time.
Yeah. They're all beautiful people to look at.
More than I could say about Quantumania. Quantumania going to catch so many fades in the next couple of months.
That's fine. I did have this higher than Quantumania. It's a bit better. I think it was kind of weird how much Jack Dylan Grazer was in this and Asher Angel was not, who plays Billy Batman, but it's fine. Who cares? He was always Zachary Levi. I don't know. We can move on. The one note that I wrote down that I want to mention is it had at the very start, it had the very, very classic after Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu steal the staff of power or whatever the fuck it is. They're like, they would have given this power to the strongest person ever. And then it pans over and it's idiot superhero number one. That's very classic superhero movie.
That is so predictable.
That absolute classic. So whatever.
And he literally says, "I'm an idiot" or something.
Yeah, because he's in like therapy with a pediatrician. I don't know. There were a couple funny moments, a couple stupid moments. And this is not on Shazam, but I think just this character you can, and I like about the first movie is that it's kind of like a coming of age movie. I'm a sucker for coming of age. There's a very good scene, in my opinion, in the first movie that's basically like almost like a leap of faith scene where he jumps off a roof and like shouts Shazam and then becomes, obviously Shazam. I like that it's like kids kind of learning and they're acting like kids, and a lot of them do a good job on like kids are idiots and they'd probably make fun of people or probably like grab kittens before saving people. I don't know. There are little moments where it's like, these are clearly, kids being superheroes. And I kind of like that. Definitely a lot of just very okay things, but we don't have to get into those.